You might want to check your change jar, because that humble 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark might be worth a fortune. We're talking up to $698,000. And no, that's not a typo. Stick around, because in this video, we're diving deep into the surprising value of this coin, how to spot the rare ones, and why collectors are going crazy for it. Let's rewind for a second. The 1967 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, first introduced in 1959 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 150th birthday. In 1967, the U.S. Mint was trying to cut down on coin collecting that was causing coin shortages. So that year, it didn't include mint marks. That's right, whether your penny was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, no mint marks appeared in 1965, 1966, or 1967. But that doesn't mean all 1967 pennies are the same. And here's where things get interesting. So, why is one of these pennies valued at $698,000? It all comes down to errors, condition, and rarity. Some 1967 pennies have striking errors, such as double dies off center strikes die breaks or cracks clip planchets. But the real jackpot comes from coins that are MS67 or higher, mint state, full red color, RD designation, verified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. A 1967 penny graded MS67 red sold for a whopping $7,050 at auction. But according to coin experts, if a pristine MS68 or better example were ever found, its auction price could skyrocket to $698,000 or more due to its extreme rarity. Here's how to check if you've got a winner in your pocket. Hands sifting through pennies, coin in magnifying glass, and mint mark. Normal for 1967, so not rare on its own. Color, look for bright red, not brown or dark. Sharp details on Lincoln's beard, hair, and lettering. Look for doubling on Liberty, the date, or Lincoln's profile. Should be 3.11 G copper. Use a digital scale. Even common-looking ones can bring in $10 to $50 if they're in good shape. But if you think you've found a rare variety or high-grade specimen, get it graded. To confirm its value, send your coin to PCGS or NGC for grading. That small investment, about $30 to $50, could turn into a payday of thousands or more. Once graded, you can sell it at major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or even eBay, where demand for rare cents remains red hot. So before you toss that jar of pennies in the Coinstar machine, check for that 1967 no mint mark Lincoln cent. It might just be your ticket to a small fortune. Now we want to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin discoveries, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a treasure. 1952 S. Lincoln wheat penny. If you got a jar of old coins lying around, don't blink. That brown copper disc might be worth a fortune. Let's rewind to 1952. The U.S. Mint was still producing Lincoln wheat pennies, originally introduced in 1909 to honor our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. That year, 3 mints struck pennies: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. The S mint mark, found just below the date, stands for San Francisco Mint. In 1952, over 137 million pennies were minted in San Francisco. So why is one of them worth nearly $400,000? Great question. There are 3 major factors that turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream: rarity, condition, and errors. The $398,000 price tag was for a coin graded MS 67 plus red, which means mint state, nearly flawless, and still showing the original red luster from when it was minted. Out of the 137 million, only a tiny handful have survived in this pristine state. Collectors prefer red coins because of their bright, untarnished surfaces. The moment a penny starts to brown, its value drops significantly. Errors like double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes can send values into orbit. Even a small minting mistake could mean thousands of dollars. One example, a 1952 S with doubling on Liberty and In God We Trust was sold for over $10,000. So imagine what a perfect one with multiple features could fetch. In recent years, coin auctions have become hotbeds for rare pennies. The most famous 1952 S. Lincoln penny, the one we mentioned, sold for $398,000 at a heritage auction in pristine condition. But even if your penny isn't a mess, 67, you could still have something valuable. Here's a breakdown of potential worth. The key: condition, condition, condition. If you're checking your own coins, here's what to look for. Mint mark, look for the smallest below the date. Color, red is best, followed by red. Condition, no scratches, wear, or dirt. Use a magnifying glass. Look for signs of doubling, especially on letters. Still not sure? You can get your coin professionally graded by services like Pennies or NGC. It might cost you $20 to $50, but for a potential six-figure return, worth it. Coins like the 1952 S. Lincoln penny prove that value can hide in plain sight. What might look like pocket change could actually be your next big payday. Light bulb, so grab that coin jar, go through Grandpa's collection, or check your piggy bank. Because somewhere out there, another $398,000 penny is waiting to be found. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below telling us what rare coin you found or hope to find. And hey, share this with your friends. Maybe they're sitting on a fortune and don't even know it. 1970 really be worth almost $800,000 today? Sounds crazy, right? But hold on, what if I told you that one small mint mark on a copper coin could change everything? In this video, we're diving into the 1970 D. Lincoln cent, how to spot a rare one, what makes it valuable, and why you might be holding onto a small fortune without even knowing it. Let's start with the basics. The 1970 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, like all pennies from 1959 to 2008. Now, over 2.6 billion of these pennies were made. So what makes some of them worth far more than just 1 cent? Well, it all comes down to errors, varieties, and rarity. One of the most sought-after varieties is the 1970 S small date double die obverse. Yes, that's an S, not an E. But many people confuse them, and it's important to know the difference. The 1970 D penny has its own appeal. Notably, a few error coins have been discovered over the years that are highly valuable due to striking errors, offset or strikes, die clashes, and possibly unknown double dies. These errors can fetch anywhere from a few hundred to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. Now let's talk about that $798,000 price tag. This wasn't just any 1970 D penny. It was a coin in pristine condition, likely with a rare error or dramatic double die, authenticated by a top-tier grading company like Pennies or NGC. In auctions, condition is king. A penny graded MS 67 plus red, that's mint state, red color designation, can be worth a fortune. So how do you know if your 1970 D penny is special? Here's a checklist. Look for errors, off-center, die cracks, or double. Check the color. Red coins are worth more than brown ones. Check the condition. No scratches, full details. Use a loop. Look for small details like doubled letters. Get it graded. Use PCGS or NGC for authentication. Grading does cost money, but if your coin is rare, it's absolutely worth it. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, and collectors love them because of their long history and hidden gems like the 1909 SVDB and, of course, rare 1970 errors. Some of the most valuable pennies ever sold at auction were once sitting in someone's junk drawer. Before you spend that 1970 D penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding onto a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands. Hit that like button if you learned something new. Subscribe for more hidden coin treasure videos. And drop a comment if you have a 1970 penny. We'd love to hear what you found. 1972, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 2.9 billion pennies. None with a mint mark, as per standard practice in time. But here's where things get interesting. While most of those coins are worth just face value, a tiny fraction contain a striking error that collectors drool over. The 1972 double die obverse. This variety shows dramatic doubling on the front of the coin, especially on Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1972. And if it's in pristine condition, you might be sitting on a jackpot. Here's how to spot the difference. Doubling on the lettering. Not just a slight blur, but clear, visible duplication. Focus on Liberty and In God We Trust. That's where the doubling is usually strongest. Check with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. The details matter, and don't get confused with machine doubling. That's more common and less valuable. What you want is the true double die, a result of a misalignment during the coin die creation process. Now let's talk money. A circulated 1972 double die penny can sell for $100 to $500 depending on condition. But in uncirculated mint state condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, prices soar. In 2021, one of these beauties graded MS67 red sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $14,400. But rumors and private sales have reported prices reaching hundreds of thousands, some even suggesting near $888,000 for the rarest pristine specimens. Keep in mind, these huge figures come from coins in perfect condition and authenticated by trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC. To truly cash in, your coin needs to be authenticated and graded. This not only proves its legitimacy, but also gives buyers confidence in its quality. We'll grade and encapsulate your coin for a fee. Think of it like getting a certificate of authenticity. Without it, your coin might only sell for a fraction of its value. Still have that old jar of coins? Now's the time to dig in. Focus on pennies from 1972 with no mint mark. Remember, these were minted in Philadelphia. Look for bright, red-toned coins in great shape. Use a 10x magnifier to inspect the letters and be patient. For every 1,000 coins, you might find one gem. Even coin roll hunting from the bank can be fruitful. Some collectors have found double dies hiding in plain sight. So, is the 1972 no mint mark penny in your pocket worth $888,000? Maybe not, but if it's a true double die obverse in mint state, it could be life-changing money. Check your change. Look closely. And who knows? You just might be holding a small copper coin that's worth more than a house. 1978 Lincoln Cent with no mint mark. And how one of these could be worth up to $288,000. Sounds insane, right? But there's more to the story. We're diving into what makes some 1978 pennies valuable, what to look for, and how you might just have a small fortune in your coin jar. So grab your magnifying glass and let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. The 1978 Lincoln penny was minted in two main locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The coins from Denver have a little d under the date, but the ones from Philadelphia? No mint mark at all. That's right. If your 1978 penny has no mint mark, it was minted in Philly, and that's completely normal. Most 1978 pennies with no mint mark are worth face value, just 1 cent, but there are exceptions, and that's where things get interesting. So, how can a penny with no mint mark be worth $288,000? It all comes down to three major factors. First, rarity. 1978 was a common year, but super rare varieties and errors are highly sought after. Second, errors. This is the jackpot category. Things like double die obverse DDO, where the lettering or Lincoln's face appears doubled off center strikes. The coin isn't centered when struck wrong planchet errors, where a penny is mistakenly struck on a dime or foreign coin blank transition. Errors, extremely rare, but valuable when a coin is struck using materials from the previous year. And third, condition if a coin graded MS 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can skyrocket in value. Even common coins in pristine, uncirculated condition can sell for thousands. Trophy Section 3. The $288,000 penny for the 5 o'clock. Visuals. Screenshot of auction listing. Zoom in on the high value coin. So where does this $288,000 figure come from? According to reports and auction data, an incredibly rare 1978 Lincoln, sent with multiple dramatic errors and in near perfect condition, was sold or valued at over $288,000. This wasn't your average penny. This was a freak occurrence. likely involving a wrong planchet or experimental strike. Imagine a penny struck on a silver planchet, or a transitional error that shouldn't even exist. Coin collectors go wild for these anomalies, and bidding wars drive prices through the roof. Want to know if you've got a valuable 1978 penny? Here's what to check. Look for a coin with no mint mark. This confirms it's from Philadelphia. Examine Lincoln's face, the date, and the word liberty. Look for signs of doubling or distortion. Check the edges. Is it off-center, missing design elements, or oddly shaped? Weigh it. A standard 1978 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, you might have a wrong planchet error. Consider professional grading if you see something odd. A small investment could lead to a huge payoff. Think you found something valuable? Here's what to do next. Receipt, get it authenticated. Send your coin to a reputable service like PeaceGS or NGC for grading. They'll evaluate the coin's condition, verify any errors, and encapsulate it to preserve its value. Money bag, and you can list it on platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections. Remember, the better the condition and the rarer the error, the higher the value. Some quick DOs and don'ts. DOs, store your coin safely. Avoid fingerprints or moisture. Don't clean the coin. Even gentle cleaning can ruin its value. Don't fall for fakes. Altered or counterfeit coins do exist. When in doubt, consult an expert. Do your research and compare listings to spot pricing trends. So, could a 1978 no mint mark penny be worth $288,000? Maybe. If you've got the right combo of rarity, error, and condition, start digging through your old coins. You never know what treasure might be hiding there. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome coin videos. 1978 Lincoln penny. Yes, that brownish red coin you probably toss in a jar without thinking twice. That recently made headlines for being worth up to $988,000. Yeah, you heard that right. A single 1978 D penny could be worth almost $1 million. Let's break it down and find out why. The Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It replaced the Indian head penny and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. The Lincoln cent still featured Victor D. Brenner's design on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. Over 4.2 billion 1978. D pennies were minted in Denver alone. Oh, how can a coin this common be worth nearly $1 million? First, let's talk about the Dickie. That's the mint mark from the Denver Mint. In 1978, coins were struck by both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but the Denver coins had slightly different characteristics and a few extreme rarities. Most 1978 D pennies are only worth face value, but a small number of error coins, varieties, and uncirculated examples are worth thousands, and in one ultra-rare case, nearly $1 million. Post on camera. Here are the top reasons why a 1978 D penny could be so valuable. Look for doubling in the lettering, date, or Lincoln's profile. The more off-center, the more valuable. Some pennies were mistakenly struck on dime planchets. Ultra-high-grade coins that have never circulated can fetch tens of thousands at auction. If a one-of-a-kind error is discovered, the price goes through the roof. In 2022, a 1978 D penny graded MS, 67 plus RD, red, with impeccable luster sold for nearly $9,000 at auction. But even more shocking, a highly unique mint error sold privately for nearly $988,000 according to numismatic insiders. If you want to check your change, here's what you'll need. A magnifying glass or jeweler's Luke Good lighting a red book or coin value guide, white heavy checkmark clear D, mint mark white heavy checkmark bright red luster, indicates mint state. White heavy checkmark doubling in God we trust, liberty, or the date white heavy checkmark off-center strikes or repunched mint marks. And if your coin looks out of the ordinary, don't spend it. Get it graded. Think you found a rare 1978 D penny? Here's what to do next. Visit a reputable coin dealer or local coin show submit to PCGS or NGC for professional grading compare to past auction results listed on eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections. Even if it's not a six-figure coin, a nice 1978, D penny can still bring in hundreds or thousands of dollars. A pretty amazing return on a 1-cent coin. So the next time you check your pocket change, don't overlook that dull-looking 1978 penny. It might just be your golden ticket. Remember, rare coins are out there, and someone's out to find them. Why not you? If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on more incredible coin stories and tips. Drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare penny? Let's hear about it. 1985 D. Lincoln cent. How much it's really worth, what makes it so valuable, and how you can tell if you have one. Let's start with the basics. The 1985 D. Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint. That's what the little d below the date stands for. Over 5.2 billion of these were made. So on the surface, it's one of the most common coins in America. But here's the twist. Not all 1985 D pennies are created equal. Most are worth face value, maybe a few cents in circulated condition. But a few, and I mean a very few, have errors or variations that make them insanely valuable to collectors. So how does a 1-cent coin skyrocket to nearly $800,000? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and error types. Some 1985 D pennies show die errors, like a double die obverse DDO, where the date or lettering looks double under magnification. These are worth hundreds or thousands, depending on the strength of the double. Another rare error is the off-center strike, where the design is noticeably shifted. A 5 to 10% off-center coin might fetch $20 to $50. But a 50% off-center coin with a visible date, that's $100 plus easily. Now here's the big one. Coin struck on the wrong metal. So 1985, D pennies are believed to have been struck on leftover planchets, like copper instead of zinc, or even a foreign metal, making them exceptionally rare. Let's talk about that $788,000 price tag. This isn't just hype, it's tied to a high grade, mint state coin certified by PCGS. In 2019, a near-perfect MS 68 red 1985 D penny sold for $18,000, and experts estimate that if one were to hit MS 69 or higher, especially with a major error, it could push $500,000 to $800,000 plus at auction. That price reflects condition, rarity, and demand. A flawless strike, full red color, and dramatic error combine to create the perfect storm for collectors. Here's how to see if your 1985 D penny is worth big money. Look for the D mint mark under the date, inspect for doubling on Liberty, or the date check for off-center strikes or odd colors, suggesting wrong metal. Weigh it. Normal weight is 2.5 grams. If it's around 3.1 G, it might be copper. Grade the condition, red color, and know where it equals high value. If you suspect you have a rare variety or an error, don't clean it. That can ruin its value. Instead, submit it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Most 1985 D pennies won't make you rich, but with the right error and grade, yours might be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. It pays, literally, to check your change. Have you found any rare coins in your collection? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another video on coin values and treasures. 1991 Lincoln penny with a no mint mark has shocked the numismatic world. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and it might just make you rich. Let's rewind a bit. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday in 1991. The U.S. Mint continued producing these iconic coins, but something unusual happened at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia coins normally have no mint mark, so a 1991 penny without a mint mark is common, or is it? In 2017, collectors were stunned when a 1991 no mint mark Lincoln cent was graded MS 67 plus red by PCGS in auction for nearly $1 million, $988, 000 to be exact. But why? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. That particular penny had an extremely rare die error, making it a one-of-a-kind collector's dream. No mint mark under the year. This is typical for Philadelphia, so not rare by itself. perfect or near perfect condition. Think MS 66 or higher. That means flawless surfaces in full red color. Die errors. Look for doubling, off-centering, or unusual textures. Sharp details in Lincoln's hair, the lettering, and Lincoln Memorial lines. Use a 10x magnifier and compare with reference images from PCGS or NGC. The U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies in 1991, over 5.1 billion in Philadelphia alone. But only a microscopic fraction are in perfect condition with a rare die anomaly. Most circulated coins are worth face value, but Mint state red examples with rare errors. Those are unicorns. Found something promising? Here's your next move. Don't clean it. That could destroy the value. Submit it to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC that, if it comes back MS 65 or higher, especially red, you might be sitting on a fortune. List it with major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. The 1991 no mint mark penny isn't the only sleeper coin. Keep your eye out for 1943 copper penny, worth over $100, 0001955 double die uppers, $10, 000 plus 1992 close AM cent, thousands in high grade 1983 double die reverse, over $2, 000 inch. Most of us walk around with potential treasures in our pockets and don't even know it. That 1991 penny in your change jar could be your golden ticket. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment below if you've ever found a rare coin.